I think you're going to love this analogy with aquarium water changes, and it's going to help you understand why more is better. Greetings to my YouTube followers. This is John Demokis, aka Half Man, Half Cichlid. I hope the picture depicting today's video caught your attention. There's a lot of analogies here between cleaning our fish tanks, unfortunately, and flushing a toilet. I find the question, how much should we change of our water and how frequently, to be one of the largest, the biggest, and essentially, in my opinion as a biologist, one of the most important questions in achieving pristine conditions, at least to the extent possible, within a glass box. You don't need a PhD in math or science to understand if you do an 80% water change, you're eliminating 80% of the contaminants in your aquarium. If you do a 20% water change, you're eliminating 20% and leaving 80% of the contaminants behind for your fish to swim in. So anyway, I think this is a very important point, that the more water you change, the better. But at the same time, I understand that there are some best practices, and we're not going to cover them today in this short video, but there are best practices that enable one to safely achieve an 80% water change that will actually rejuvenate your fish, that will put them in much more pristine water than before you did the water change. So again, now that I've achieved the 80%, I look back at this cartoon of flushing the toilet. Now that I know how to do 80%, why the heck would I want to only change out 20% or 40% or 60% of the water and leave all those waste products behind? So I'll do a quick summary here of why water changes are so important and why we can't rely on just the nitrification and the denitrification cycles to give us pure aquarium water. There's a lot of other junk that are part of the metabolic processes that our fish are engaged in that end up creating wastewater, much like a toilet, for our aquarium fish. And unless we flush most of it away, they're still living in a lot of those waste products, many of which have a negative impact on growth and other elements of their lives in our glass boxes. So anyway, let's revisit a few points. In a separate two-part series, which I'll provide a link to, I describe the breadth of fish waste products and the fact that there are a number of categories, and 3 of 4 of which in this slide are not addressed by the nitrification or denitrification cycles in your aquarium. Here's some detail for those that are interested in the chemistry of all the chemicals that our fish metabolize and that show up from food and bacterial and other actions in our aquariums. And again, the important point is the protein metabolism is what, up in the upper right-hand corner, is what the nitrogen and denitrification cycles address. Everything else is still floating around in our aquariums. Hence, to have a comprehensive program to achieve pristine water, it involves not only a viable and robust nitrogen cycle, but also water changes, and many of us use plants in different ways to consume the waste byproducts of metabolism. So back to the forever question in our aquarium hobby, how much water should we change? I hope this has convinced you that the more the better. At least at 80%, I feel the vast majority of the contaminants from my fish metabolism are in fact being removed, and I'm achieving much closer pristine water as possible. Now, don't jump to the 80% right away. We'll have some follow-up videos on how I've been able to achieve the 80% and how you can guarantee for yourself that before you jump to the 80%, you are safely addressing all the other factors that need to be considered when making a water change of this size.